My name is Clara Towson, and I'm a friend of the show.
Boom.
I am Francisca George, and I'm a friend of the show.
Perfect.
Hi, my name is Susan Leemans, and I'm a friend of the show.
Boom. Yeah.
My name is Zainab Samas, and I'm a friend of the show.
Boom.
Hey guys, my name is Sasha Vickery, and I'm a friend of the show.
Boom.
Hi, my name is Lloyd Harris, and I'm a friend of the show.
Perfect.
Hi, my name is Jan Faria, and I'm a friend of the show.
Boom.
Yes.
Take one. Well done.
Hi, my name is Jasmine Paulini, and I'm a friend of the show.
Wow, Jasmine, you got it in one time.
Ready? Play.
What's up?
Well. The American bad boys staying up late. Here we are at 10:58 East Coast time.
These people don't know what's about to hit them.
Oh, they're not ready. They're sleepy. We're not, or are we? And the match
That might make it better.
underway. Yeah. I mean, so we joked, audience, in advance of this about just taking an Ambien and then doing our best to see where things go. We don't even have to because we got a little bit of a late start here as Gauff serves an ace to make it 15 all. Brother Carson, what are we going to see in this match today? What are we feeling? What are we predicting?
Yes, that's a great question. Gauff is a heavy favorite, as she should be. Third ranked player versus 69th ranked player.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, very nice. This is all about Gauff's service game. I feel like if she's able to serve relatively well, she should be able to perform pretty well. It's faster hard course. This is not necessarily Danilovic's favorite surface to play on. So I think if Coco can serve well, she's going to pull this one out. For Danilovic, wondering like how much of a high do you get after beating Venus Williams?
Well, it depends which Venus Williams you beat. If you beat this version, I would hope you're excited to play the legend, but I don't think that you should read too much into it from making a deep run perspective. No disrespect to Venus Williams. I mean, what she's doing at the age that she's at is remarkable, but she is in my mind really somewhere like if she's on 80th, 90th best player in the world at present. Now she might play her way a little bit more into form, so I don't know, but yeah, right now it's not. It is not a tennis accomplishment. It's a life accomplishment to beat Venus Williams because of where she's been, her accomplishments. But yeah, this version of her, nothing to write home about if you're a top 30, wannabe tennis player.
I don't know. If you're watching, I don't have YouTube up. I'm assuming some people are watching, but go hit that poll. Tell us who you think is going to win. You can see it's heavily favored towards Coco Gauff right now.
And Gauff wins the first game of the match. Relatively straightforward hold of serve. Kit Dr. Zach is loving the color palette that Gauff is rocking. Not just the kit, but the accessories, the bags, the water bottle. Although I think Danilovic has the better kit overall, but yeah, Gauff, that's a great color palette.
It is. I like the color pattern on Danilovic's.
Yeah. They're getting a little wacky with it. I mean, I think
did you see Naomi Osaka's walkout last night?
I did. I actually didn't know, and it's my understanding that she walked out in an outfit that was created by a designer, not by Nike, her tennis outfit sponsor.
Yes.
I didn't know that was allowed. In fact, I would imagine that some global attorneys, made quite a bit of money determining whether, in fact, that was allowed in advance, or they're making quite a bit of money right now justifying that it was allowed. I also saw the Yannick Sinner kit, which is quite possibly the worst I've ever seen. He looked at best like a pile of dirty mustard. And that's being nice, I think, Carson. Do you concur?
Yeah. I mean, it's an ugly color. And then you're going to put that on someone with red hair. It's a terrible combination. So,
yep.
Yeah, I think what was it? They asked him about it. Was it during the 1-point slam? If he had like any say in his uniforms yet, and he essentially he said that next year he will have more say about the colors specifically.
I'm thinking. I'm thinking that is a contract year, and yes, that is a Catch Me If You Can reference. Fun fact about the movie Catch Me If You Can: the guy, a famous con artist in the movie, made it all up. It has all been proven to be largely untrue. The greatest con of all was the movie. And Lux Shampoo 8520 asks, why is Danilovic wearing Iala's clothes? That's bad luck. Probably just gonna say the sponsors don't care about the outcomes, because for anybody who's not their number 1 or number 2 player, it's a sad thing. It's why more players should do what Riley Opelka does and get a kind of upstart brand, although his is an ultra luxury one. But not everybody has Nike, Adidas, Yandex, whatever. You can wacky with it. You can get a Lululemon. You can get a I don't know, On, whatever it is.
Yeah, Reebok's trying to get back in the game now.
Oh, Reebok.
Yeah,
that's
Magdalena Breck is sponsored by them right now. She's the first one.
Oh, wow. Danilovic at 30 all. Her serve, the lefty serve, and the slice that she puts on it, just remarkable. Perhaps better suited for doubles than high-level singles, but you just don't see that kind of left-to-right motion hardly from anybody else on the tour.
Yeah, you can tell why she's a very dangerous player on clay. Like that kick that you get off of it is absolutely insane on the dirt. Not quite as pronounced on a faster hard court. We're at deuce here. Essentially that entire story of Catch Me If You Can is made up.
Yes. So Carson, forgive me. You are a touch ahead of me on that sweet, fast American Wi-Fi. I am watching this from Australia, if you catch my drift, and because ESPN tried to screw me, and so it is now deuce. Danilovic expressing frustration at a missed opportunity to get on the board there. They're showing the replay of the serve. Perfect. Just a really pretty motion. I do wonder if her toss point is just a touch high, and if she could really take her serve to another level if she was a little more compact, a little bit more explosive with it, and didn't give it so much time to sit.
Let me know when this point at deuce is over for you.
We're in the middle of the point, and Danilovic has just missed long to give Coco Gauff her first break point of the match. I do not think it will be her last. Danilovic looking a little cranky out there, and she's not off to a great start, so perhaps she should be.
Google scoreboard's going to be a little bit ahead of us now, but we'll survive.
Keepers. Sorry, squad. Well, I think we know what happens here. And nice return from Gauff, although to the forehand side. Danilovic comes in, and she misses a relatively straightforward volley. Not an easy volley for a hacker like myself and ourselves. But a volley that a player of Danilovic's caliber should handle easily. Jake loves beer. Jake Davies, welcome to the chat, brother man. What time is it where you're watching from, Jake?
That'd be quite late there. 6 hour difference? 4:05 in the morning. It's got to be working tonight.
Yes, indeed. Danilovic not looking very confident or very strong. The good news is for the sleepy folks watching this, I don't think we're going to be here for that long if this even remotely keeps up.
Very early, but these first 2 games have been quite straightforward so far. Just 8 minutes into the match.
Nice return from Danilovic there. Gauff normally handles that. Not quite there, but a very, very solid return. I have been on the courts recently. Carson, are you about to experience a snowmageddon? I believe in Minnesota, that's not a huge event for you, but we are projected to get up to 17 inches of snow in Durham, North Carolina, and the roads ain't built for that here.
It's very cold. I was looking at the weather earlier this week, and this Friday we're going to have a high of -11 degrees.
For our international audience, that is in Fahrenheit, not Celsius.
That's got to be somewhere around negative 20 Celsius. But yeah, that's going
Sorry,
to be the
that's the
high. That's
warmest
not
you'll
like
get?
wind chill at all. So it's probably going to feel like negative 25.
I'm just gonna say it, Carson. I think it's a little bit warmer than that in Melbourne today. I don't have the temperature in front of me, but I'm willing to wager a bet.
I think, what is it? Today was a little bit cooler, like mid 70s. I believe so. Not a steamer,
about
but
a full
much warmer
100-degree
than here.
difference. Yeah. Jake, thank you for asking. Baby Archie is growing up quickly. We got a tennis ball in his crib. He is not subscribed to Talking Tennis yet. So producer, my sincere apologies. My son is not. I don't know if he's on the right track. Honestly, he hasn't subscribed. He's not showing the commitment. We're gonna have to pump those numbers up as we begin the path to 100K this year. Great return from Danilovic. Inside out forehand rip to make it still 40-30 Gauff serve. Looking to close this game out. Ooh, what do you think of that serve attempt there to Danilovic's forehand?
Yeah.
Missed.
That was interesting choice right there. Are we at 21,000 subscribers yet? I know we were close earlier. Not quite.
I mean, if Baby Archie had done the right thing, we'd be one closer. No. Unbelievable.
Yeah, raise your child correctly. Come on, man. Do it.
Just because I can talk tennis doesn't mean I know how to raise a kid. Deuce here for Gauff. Serving Danilovic. Kudos to her for, after a pretty slow start, fighting back into this game. Let's see what happens here.
Good serve down the tee.
Yeah, I mean, that's just not going to get it done from Danilovic there. I mean, she got pushed back. She battled her way forward. She had a ball that she could really attack, and she missed it wide. And, you know, in basketball, famously, good shooters, they typically don't miss left or right. They miss long or short. Tennis, very similar thing. And she missed wide there. So that's a real misfire from Danilovic. And there it goes. Gauff up 3-0. This is such a Coco Gauff start. I mean, it's not like she's blowing Danilovic off the court. She just has so much grit and mental toughness. And once the point gets started, you know, she's as good as anybody.
Yeah, she's been playing very solidly so far.
Yeah.
Not much to read into, I think, from her performance yet. Been a little bit more just a lot of unforced errors. Sorry?
Yeah. How are you seeing the field? Who in the ladies' side do you think is really in form? And is there any player that you think is maybe a dark horse to make a deep run?
Sabalenka looked very good earlier today. A little bit of a blip in the middle of the match, but she's been solid after her. I mean, the first few games of her first match was a little bit shaky. Sabalenka, Anisimova, who was my pre-tournament pick to win this tournament, looked really good in her first match.
Pick there, Carson.
A little bit. I mean, she's a top 5 player, so it's maybe not the most bold pick.
So is Alexander Zverev, and I don't think anybody would pick him.
I'm sure someone did. His dad filled out a bracket somewhere. Andreeva looked. I thought she was very solid. She had a tough first round match against Donna Vekic, which went 3. That was good.
Whoa.
Okay.
Big
shot.
Forehand there from Gauff to go up. Love 15 here. Really quick, James, all I'll say is that in Australia on Channel 9 now, all you have to do is give them your email to watch for free if you happen to be watching from Australia or an Australian server.
Emphasis on those last 2 words.
Australian server, of course, I'm referring to a player playing tennis in the country of Australia. Gauff is looking very solid here. So I think that Andreeva is always a great pick to break through because she's just an all-world talent. I also think, though, her doubles partner, oftentimes doubles partner, Diana Schneider, is like, she's another one where she's just got all the weapons. And if she makes a deep run, anything can happen. And so do I think she's the likeliest to win the tournament? No. But I think that she's got a really good shot to make a deep run and anything could happen. Yes, ESPN does have it. They have jacked their rates up because our country's been captured by big corporations, and they go out of their way to make life just a little bit less enjoyable as they bleed us all dry. But ESPN is carrying this match and several others if you are a subscriber.
I think if you have like mainline television, I think this is on ESPN2 as well. So if you have cable, already maybe check it out there. Yeah. Schneider's like a really good pick. Yeah, I have her finishing in the top 10 this season, so I could use a good run from her here.
I like that pick, as Gauff has now generated 3 more break points. Danilovic, should Gauff get this break, basically is planned to take this thing 3 sets because, in all likelihood, hard to see her coming back against this level that Gauff is bringing in the set from down 2 breaks. I mean, this is the thing about Gauff is, if she can hold her serve at an average clip, her return and her ability to break is so good. It's just like, I think that she might be the best returner or have the best return game on the tour.
Yeah, she's up there for sure. Missed 1 break point opportunity. Still 2 more to go. That's a pretty good drop.
Oh, that's good hands by Danilovic there, and it's a good movement from Gauff. But now a second, another one saved. Danilovic maybe can wriggle her way out of this, like a young Frank Abagnale Jr. is portrayed as having done incorrectly in the hit film Catch Me If You Can. Jake Davies, get in the chat, man. Give us your thoughts. We always love an engaged audience. James Russ, 8611, same deal. We're not just talking tennis with each other. We're talking with the audience. And I actually, to my knowledge, Carson, I don't think that the players have denied that they have a stream beamed into their ears. To my knowledge, they haven't denied that. As Danilovic saves break point, and we now are at deuce.
Yeah, I don't think. Maybe no one has asked them yet, but that's just that's just like a cover up. They want to hear us talk about tennis as well. So
they do. And Gauff generating another break point. The pressure that she's putting on Danilovic early in this match, it's just got to be absolutely exhausting. James Russ, Coco is amongst my favorites. I am always rooting for her. I don't think I've ever found myself able to root against her. Iga, however, remains my favorite as a proud Polish American and somebody who thinks she gets a lot of like unfair grief for a couple of ticks of hers that have manifested on the court over the years. Carson, who are your favorites? Is Coco amongst them?
Coco is definitely amongst them. Like Sabalenka a lot. Dreva, Muhova is another one of my favorites. Just has a great game. But what did you think of Iga's first round match?
I'm going to be honest. I didn't catch it. Baby Archie, future CEO of Talking Tennis, and maybe the joint Pro Tennis Tour, at which point, by the way, they're going to absorb the majors too to streamline things and give players and fans better experiences. I didn't catch it. He's been up quite a bit. Jake Davies, you are a hero. Tell us who your favorite player. James Russ, Sabalenka, Osaka, and Anisimova. All good picks. It's good to see Osaka in the mix. She had a couple rough years there, and it seems like this might be the year that she gets back on track and really finds her level again. As Gauff has another break point, and on number 5 converts it to go up 4-0. If you're Danilovic, you must be thinking about whether you can get a direct flight home or whether you're going to have a layover, because it's not looking good.
Yeah, it's been a tough start. Here's her only hope so far. The other match that I've commentated on here so far for the Australian Open was Yala and Alicia Parks. And Yala won the first set, 6-love, and lost the match. So, as long as I stick around, Olga Danilovic might have a chance to pull this one out.
Yep. So just for those of you wondering at home, hey, how long does it take to get from Melbourne to, let's just say, Belgrade? It's 2 stops. It's 27 hours and 10 minutes, and it costs 1,896 Australian dollars, which I assume is worth less than American dollars because conversion rates are weird like that, but I don't actually know. But if you're an Australian viewer, please chime in and tell us.
What is it, like 0.7?
Ooh.
That's nice.
Hold the phone. Producer was not impressed with Osaka's level.
Okay.
Oh.
I didn't see much of that match. It was very late here, so.
Yeah, it's tough. I mean, this is the tournament that blows up the most sleep schedules for I think our American and European audience. As Gauff is up 30-love, 2 points away from 5-0. Jake asking a question that is both a humorous question, but also give a little shout out to our friend and colleague Damian Kust, who we all miss and mourn and are wishing his family well. But what is my opinion on Raducanu? I don't think that she's played well enough for me to have earned really anybody's opinion. You know, what is your opinion of any player who's somewhere between 70th and 50th best? Like, I don't know if it's better than not watching tennis, but very few players that level are worth going out of your way to watch. And Raducanu doesn't really do it for me. If she finds her level, great, but she's never really done that for more than a 3-week stretch. Carson, do you find yourself excited about Raducanu at all?
Not particularly.
Yeah.
We've had this conversation on here before with like other people because I don't remember the last stream that Jake didn't ask this question, but I don't know. What does she do that Samsonova doesn't do?
Makes a bunch of sponsorship money. That's really it. That's the only exceptional thing about her career at this point.
I think she's got a new sponsorship deal.
Woo! And I'm sorry to cut you off there, Carson, but my goodness, what a forehand from Gauff. Up 5-0 now in absolutely dominant fashion. I believe we are 22 minutes into the match, and Gauff is 1 game away from taking the first set. I'm reminded of early and mid 2000s Kim Clijsters and the Williams sisters, where they would just absolutely tear through the early rounds, just hitting everybody off the court. Those were the second week of those tournaments was fun, but I think one thing that we've seen in our lifetime that's really neat is the players from 30 to 120. The floor for them has risen so much. You just don't get the same number of cupcake early round matches. And I think, that's on the men's side as well, with players like Vachereau able to win Masters events and show good level throughout. I think that's really, really good for the game that players aren't just getting absolutely pantsed in the first few rounds of tournaments the same way anymore.
Definitely. It's, I think, you can see even in the last 3 to 4 years, especially on the WTA side, the level of players in the top 150 to 75 range has risen so much. And there's just so much more power in the game now.
Oh, Jake Davies going to try and get us in trouble tonight. Let's have a little fun. Carson, you want to take this one or you want me to?
I don't know what this is about.
Basically, Craig Shapiro, who is
Craig,
a word that rhymes with whoosh, if you want to know my opinion on the matter. He basically said that she lost the baby fat and that it's transformed her game. She looks better. And I think that Craig Shapiro has some really icky and yucky tendencies in how he talks about women and tennis in general. However, I do think it's clear that she is coming in really strong condition, and certainly that's not going to hurt her chances. He just is like he just says stuff in like yucky, weird ways. Like athletes are going to have their bodies talked about, whether that's right or wrong. He just is like the grossest to talk about an athlete's body. I don't know. Like he's like,
yeah.
He also has a
that's
terrible body. You should not comment on other people's bodies. You know, like I don't get it.
He's yeah, I won't comment on his body, but yeah, I mean, he's
not exactly a bronze Adonis, you know. If we're gonna play the body commenting game, you know,
he's got great inside sources. He is very thorough with his reporting. Like he finds out stuff months before it goes public. That's great, but I do agree. It's the way that he talks about, I think specifically women in the game is off-putting to me.
Yep. Nice point there from Gauff. Great return, good put away. 30-15 Danilovic looking to get on the board here. Jake Davies, for better or worse, I cannot help myself. Or as I get older, maybe I will not help myself. I don't know. It's tough to tell. In 2022, when Talking Tennis was a baby, like Baby Archie, was still very much in its infancy. There was an end of the year show that could be reflected upon. Is this? Hold on, our producer, are we saying that? That we should do that again?
Maybe we do that again. Yeah.
Oh, perhaps this is not the first jab that's been taken at Craig Shapiro on Talking Tennis. Interesting. Interesting. Okay, husband survivor from. I am going to have a hard time pronouncing this, but I'll do my best. Iloilo City, Philippines. How we do there? Iloilo. I'm trying so hard. I want to get it right. Please, husband survivor, tell us how we did there and how to say it correctly, because we want to make sure to be respectful and get everybody's spot correct, no matter where you're watching from. Oh, yo, man, this is why you got to watch Talking Tennis After Dark. Y'all are getting the scoop from producer John on Craig Shapiro's almost appearance on Talking Tennis.
Interesting.
As we approach 21,000 total subscribers. Danilovic on the board. Gauff serving for the set. 5-1. LOLO. Okay, yeah. LOLO. That's a lovely name. Musical, fun to say. More exciting than Durham, North Carolina, where I'm calling in from. Oh, Danilovic steals the first point. Let's see if she can get a break back, build her confidence up. I don't think she's going to win this set, but maybe she can steal a break here. Go into the second feeling like she has a shot. Because right now, not sure she does.
I think it's good to just get a game on the board.
Yeah.
At this point, make Gauff serve for it at the very least. That was a great clip. I remember that.
This is the first time finding out that there's a clip of Riley Opelka swallowing some bird poop. And it's tennis after dark, or maybe it's tennis before dawn. Maybe it's tennis during the day. The Australian Open times are weird as Gauff is serving at 15 all. Second serve. Great kit, minus the socks, which somebody got to talk to somebody about those. Just not practical items, just articles of clothing. Gauff with the double faults. Carson, is that her first double of the match today?
I think it's the second.
Second double. Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
you can find out pretty quickly on the Australian Open app for all of your stats and info needs. Sponsored by Infosys. They don't sponsor us, so I don't know why I just did that, but she is free to
sponsor us yet. They don't sponsor us yet. Yeah.
Someday they will.
Should we just start doing reads for stuff we want to sponsor us but don't?
Oh, let's I'm just gonna like pull up the list of sponsors for the Australian Open.
Yeah.
And in between,
Oh,
it's like we'll just create the most toxic ad read environment humanly possible.
so Danilovic has 2 break points, and this is your Macallan first break point of the game. That is Macallan, the finest scotch that money can buy, and it's going to take money to buy it. But maybe they'll send us a bottle for this plug. I don't know. Put a little hair on baby Archie's chest. Oh, Danilovic playing great defense on this point. Ultimately, though, tanks that backhand in the net. So this is like a bit of a recurring theme in this set. She's playing great defense. She's battling her way back into the point from a defensive to a neutral, from a neutral to an offensive. And then she's not capitalizing on that offensive ball. And I think part of that is because she just doesn't have the biggest weapons. But also, Gauff just puts that kind of pressure on everybody with her incredible fitness and also just her ability to read the game at a high level. Second serve here from Gauff.
I agree, and I think part of it is when you're playing a player as consistent and as good as Gauff is, you have a pretty good idea that you're not going to just hang in baseline rallies with them throughout the entire match. So at some point you have to do something during the points, and you just start forcing things. And I think that's what's happening right now on many of her points. She's just forcing it, and when it works, it's great. But if it's not working, it can get frustrating very quickly.
Yep. I think that's a good spot on there. And so the ads on Australian TV are Uber Eats. And I just am not, I don't even want to do a joke read for them. I don't even want to make fun of them. What a horrible, horrible thing. Destroying the restaurant industry and all the hardworking people there. I'll tell you what's not a horrible thing, though. Yeah.
Pay $47 for a $5 burrito.
Yeah, I've always wanted to pay $64 for a normal Wendy's order. Now, I'll tell you where you can actually get a good deal still. Tennis Warehouse Europe. You can also get good deals in Tennis Warehouse America. They haven't sponsored us yet, though, but dare to dream. Tennis Warehouse Europe, they've got all your tennis needs on tap. They got rackets, they got bags, they got headbands, they got the dampeners, they got socks, they got tennis dresses, they got tennis skirts, they got tennis shirts, they got tennis skirts, probably. They literally have it all. It's crazy what they've got. They got gut strings, they got the polys, they got the blends if you want them, and you should get your stuff from there. It's so much better than Amazon, which will never sponsor Talking Tennis, I hope.
No, hopefully John's not a sellout like that.
Okay, Danilovic down love 15, and Gauff looking to get back on track here after getting broken. Hey, at that point, it's not selling out, it's buying in if Jeff Bezos backs up that dump truck for us. Well, these are great rallies here. I mean, Danilovic, there it is again. Again. That he wasn't in an offensive position, but like, I mean, she was so clearly out of gas on that swing. That looked like a baseball swing gone awry.
It was just a wild flail. And just spins around in a complete circle.
That's what I look like on the 4th shot on a hot summer day in North Carolina. For her, it took a little bit longer to get there. Okay. Love 30. Miss first serve from Danilovic. You do not want to give Gauff a second to attack on, although look at her court positioning. A little further back on a second than one might expect. Surprised that she's not playing a little closer.
Yeah,
and
just
yep, she sprayed long. But yeah, sprayed that long. Carson, what do you make of Gauff's positioning on that second serve there?
I don't know. I feel like she is standing a little bit further back throughout this entire match, which is an interesting decision to me. Like, I mean, we did talk earlier about the kick on Danilovic's serve, but that's a little less pronounced on hard court. So I think that she could be a little bit more aggressive in her return positioning and just take some time away from Olga Danilovic's serve and maybe just get some easier and shorter points and not have to get into the rallies quite as much.
Yeah, I mean, it seems like that's the play as Danilovic makes it 30-all here. I wonder if it's because Danilovic doesn't have huge weapons, if Gauff is just trying to start every point because she thinks that she can, she just has a superior rally ball. And maybe she does as she's got a break point again here. But I think that a touch more aggression would suit her well in her court positioning. Because she's pushing Danilovic back pretty consistently. And Danilovic is battling and really giving it her all, but she's just gonna get pushed back if Gauff hugs that baseline.
And as we watch a set point here for Gauff, like it is the balance in between early on in the tournament. Do what you need to do to survive and get to the next round. And she's going to have to be much more aggressive against other players later on in the tournament if she advances. So it's like almost like an opportunity to have some match practice in a way as well.
Gauff sprays that forehand there. I don't want to get too hung up on her serve return positioning. I think you're exactly right. It's survive and advance. She's in the driver's seat. She doesn't need to do anything crazy here. She just needs to start every point until she gets another break or keep the doubles down until she gets a hold. And that's almost certainly going to happen. I do think she just needs to get those reps, those offensive reps on return of serve. And now seems like a time that she could get them. But an extended rally here. Danilovic letting it fly a little bit more, particularly on the forehand side. God, Gauff has a gorgeous backhand there and is just moving Danilovic around side to side. And ultimately, it's too much for her with the winner. That has to be a disheartening point. Danilovic really, really battling and just simply not as good as Coco Gauff. Oh, that backhand. That is such a textbook backhand.
That is exactly the backhand you would want to teach someone how to hit. Yeah. Like it just looks so perfect. Set point number 2 now.
I think she converts here. Let's see. Carson, give us the call.
All right, got to serve up from Danilovic into the net. Super exciting call right there.
I thought you nailed it.
Second serve. Goes down the tee, and it's long. Double fault on set point. And Danilovic a bit frustrated after that, understandably so.
Hey, as now Sinner and Alcaraz are being discussed in the chat, and I do want to come back to the likelihood of the Anisimova-Sabalenka final. But first, remind me, who is the last non-Carlos Alcaraz player to beat Jannik Sinner in a major? Do you remember? Not last year.
No, it wasn't last year.
So it would have been 2024. Djokovic beat
Wimbledon.
Carlos.
Was it Djokovic?
Djokovic beat Sinner at Wimbledon. Was that in 24?
Yeah, because that was another Djokovic Carlos final. I'm gonna look this up now.
No, Sinner beat Djokovic and then Medvedev and hold on. Let's see.
Was it Medvedev?
Was Medvedev the last non-Alcaraz player to beat him in a major? Yes, it was Daniil Medvedev at the 2024 Wimbledon quarterfinals after a medical timeout for illness during the third set. Wow. So 18 months since he lost to somebody other than Carlos Alcaraz at a major. All right, that's a pretty good run. That's right. It was when he was in the Jack Draper era with the immune system of a Victorian era child. Yep. The thing that also Sinner could resolve by training in Las Vegas or Florida or North Carolina, depending on the time of year. Gauff
Let's
serving to
send
get
him to
set number
Phoenix,
2 on the
Arizona.
way.
Send him to Phoenix, Arizona in the middle of summer.
Jack Draper could not get through a tournament in Phoenix, Arizona. Oh my God, Phoenix in July, where the low is 97.
Could he survive the walk to his car? I don't know if you've ever experienced Phoenix heat during the summer. My grandparents lived there. It is insane, dude.
For our non-American viewers, Phoenix is an elite place to have grandparents. Phoenix in Florida, classic. My grandparents used to live somewhere else, didn't want to deal with the cold, and now they live here. Place. My best friend growing up moved to Tucson, Arizona for several years after college, and I used to go visit him sometimes for the 4th of July. And you basically get out of bed at 4:30 in the morning, do anything physical outside before 7:30, and then you just don't go outside until it's dark out because it's too hot. As Gauff is up 30 love to start off set number 2.
Speaking of Alcaraz, a moment ago he just won a first set tiebreak with Yannick Hanfmann.
Alcaraz loves to dick around in the early sets, in the early stages of majors, just to make it a little interesting, just to make everybody say, "Oh, this is ADD going to get the better of him." And with each passing year, it seems less likely that will happen.
It's given his history, it's an interesting tournament to be doing that, though.
That's I think, yeah, a bit of a desperation cut, but my goodness, with the forehand. Now, previously, though, I want to point out how low Coco Gauff gets. Her and Iga are the two players on, I would say, both tours that are the best at getting ultra, ultra low, getting their legs into every shot. And in the same way that Gauff's backhand is a textbook and exactly what you want to teach a kid, that's the kind of footwork that if you were an aspiring tennis player, you should be looking at that. I mean, it is so physical and so hard, but also it's to make that choice over and over and over again, you got to be tough up here, not just physically. That's why I never make that choice in the court myself.
40-15 first serve, a little bit long.
I kind of want to make fun of Craig Shapiro some more, but I don't. I kind of want to make fun of Craig Shapiro some more. He really strikes me as the kind of guy that when The Sopranos was airing, he would try and insinuate that he was connected, even when he wasn't, with just some really tacky jewelry and tracksuit combinations.
It is an interesting character for sure. He's that weird uncle that you only see at Memorial Day.
Oh,
doesn't actually show up for the big holidays like Christmas and Thanksgiving. But it's just this random holiday before summer begins. And it's man, I haven't seen you in a year.
So that's such a good take. That's so good. Oh man. So I do want to touch on the Jake question here about the Rune injury. Achilles tears are really tough. And typically across other sports, athletes after 30 and even in their late 20s, they just don't come back the same physically. Rune is unusual for how young he was when it happened. You don't see a lot of pro athletes at his age that deal with an Achilles injury like that. I think part of that is just the grind of the year-long tennis calendar. And I think, unfortunately, we'll see that injury become more common, as more and more of these players are essentially going pro at the age of 11 when they're in the academy system. I think that he's going to come back. Maybe he'll crack the top 10 again. I just think the days of even entertaining him winning a major, unfortunately, already are past for Rune. I just don't see a world in which he can catch Alcaraz or Sinner or be particularly close. At this point, I don't even see how he can catch Zverev while he's on the tour at this level. Carson, what do we think?
I think, the technology around Achilles tears and what players are doing to come back from them has progressed a lot in the last 5 years. And you do have, like, I mean, you see it in the NBA now. There are like basketball players that come back relatively quickly and have like fairly good careers afterwards. Kevin Durant, when he tore his a few years ago. Like,
True,
he's looked
true.
like, yeah, there's other players that have, like Jason Tatum is one that is recovering for one at the moment, but it's becoming more common to look good after you come back from that. I think
Yeah.
for Runa, like, the injury and whether he can get into the top 10 again are almost two separate questions. Obviously, he needs to get healthy first, but even if he does get healthy and gets back to the level that he was at before the injury, there are things in his game and just in his mentality that need to improve before he gets to that level again.
Yeah, yeah. One thing I want to throw out there, Carson, is a lot of the players you're mentioning that have come back, they were either in their athletic prime or they were, they're ultra high level players who really reached the pinnacle of their sport, like Kevin Durant. And so they were trying to get back to the level they'd reached, right? They were like, Kevin Durant is not a better player than he was pre-injury. If Runa gets back to the level that he was at pre-injury, yeah, he cracks the top 10, maybe, but as the game progresses. And so I think that's where his youth, almost in a weird way, works against him, because he's going to miss pretty close to a full year of development. And he's had several seasons, plenty of seasons on tour already, but he hasn't developed the way that his peers, talent wise, Alcaraz and Sinner have. I mean, let us not forget, he was in the same conversation with them. It was supposed to be a big three, and then
he was ahead of them.
Yeah, that's right. Because he won that Masters early.
Yeah, it's like he was.
Oh.
Yeah. All right, break point for Gauff.
That.
Yeah, but Holger Rune was the one that everyone was chasing. Like, he was the first one to get into the top 10. He was the first one to get to tour finals. He was the first one to win a Masters 1000.
I feel a little weird when a big American flag on any kind of court or map graphic at the moment, because I'm nervous about what's about to be said about it. Oh, we got weird things happening here, but good things happening on the court, as Danilovic has a very nice forehand up the line to take it back to deuce. And forgive me, Carson, I love to pepper in things of that nature from time to time.
I mean, I live in Minneapolis, so I know all about this right now.
That's right. I hope it's not too slippery out there, but unfortunately, I know that it is.
It is. It is. So
yep.
I need to get that.
Certainly sending positive
people
energy.
Come together.
To you.
Yeah.
Yep.
People come together, and I mean, just be neighbors with your neighbors and be friends. Like, just take care of the people around you. All right, Danilovic quite frustrated after that point. Another break chance here.
Indeed. I mean, perhaps rightfully so. She's just, I mean, and I think we got to give Danilovic credit. Like, it's not like she's playing badly. She's playing a pretty good match. Gauff is just an absolute relentless competitor who has some of the cleanest strokes on the tour. And yes, every now and then her serve can kind of come and go, but I mean, we're really seeing a strong Gauff out here. One that is ready to make a deep run, I think.
This has been a very solid performance from her so far. Got another good rally here. Danilovic coming into the net.
Oh, Gauff slips there a little bit. It looks like she's fine, but full extension, full stretch. Producer John saying that he thought that Olga might pose a few more problems. I mean, dare I say the dreaded, there have been a lot of deuce games. Like, it's not like Gauff is absolutely rolling her. She's just putting so much pressure on every service game and Danilovic isn't quite taking enough advantage of Gauff's serve. And so, it's a game of inches as always.
Yeah, it's like small margins. I mean, you move this off of Australian hard courts and go put it on Rome, just like clay courts in Europe, like the scoreline's probably closer.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And Danilovic showing real frustration there between points. And again, understandable. Gauff just puts so much pressure on somebody. And I continue to think that, that left right, sorry, that left right action on her lefty serve on the ad side is just incredible.
Yeah, she's able to do so much with like bringing Coco Gauff nearly off of the court, but just hasn't been able to do enough with the open space. As Gauff gets a break here, begin the 2-love now in the second set.
So if I was Danilovic, one light adjustment I might, I don't know, at this point, throw anything at the wall. I actually might aim for a slightly shallower serve, particularly on the ad side, and just see if I can get Gauff a touch wider. I recognize that opens up the up the line backhand, and Gauff's is as good as anybody, and it plays into Danilovic's backhand. But at the same time, because she's got such incredible left-right action, she can really, really open up the court. And so unless Gauff hits an essentially perfect return up the line, I think it just puts her really, really on the advantage. And Jake Davies, don't you apologize, brother. We're having a good time. We're being a little silly. We crack a joke here and there, particularly when somebody's deserving of the other seat in the end of one. But it's all good fun. It's all good fun. We're just talking tennis, as they say.
No, and it's a good discussion to have. Like, not even that super controversial, I think, this specific topic.
Yeah. Good serve there from Gauff. Not great footwork from Danilovic. So Danilovic hugging the baseline there, clearly trying to be a touch more offensive with their positioning than Gauff, but didn't do the active feet that she needed to do to recover. And so maybe she just didn't read it well. Maybe it's because that was just super fast, but not going to get it done from Danilovic on the serve there as Gauff is up 30-love. Here we go. Second serve. Woo!
All right.
My goodness. Okay, that struck me as a frustration return because she just unloaded on the ball there. Carson, what's your read?
Oh, definitely some frustration there. And I mean, you have to go for something at this point.
Yeah.
30-15.
30-15 Gauff. Nice serve up the middle there from Gauff. You got to feel for Danilovic a little bit. Just sailed it a touch. Good shape on the ball, but seemed like maybe it was a bit of a mishit. As Gauff's up 40-15, serving to go up 3-love, firmly in the driver's seat of the set and the match. And Carson, why don't you do a read from a sponsor that we don't have yet, but you would like as we go into the changeover?
It's you want Emirates or Kia?
Kia, please.
Kia. All right. Well, in this economy where everything is overpriced, especially with vehicles, you could go with a not quite luxury option, Kia. Save a little bit of money and still completely ruin your bank account on a new car.
And hey, it's a depreciating asset, and no one's going to find you more attractive for having a Kia, but you'll get places in the same amount of time and moderately more comfort, perhaps. Moderately more.
Moderately.
I think they're going to send both of us Kias.
It's not a Hyundai.
Yeah.
Like,
John, ink it. We're the new sponsor. We just locked one in. We're good. If you're in the chat, we'll do a read for literally any sponsor you want. within
Within reason.
Within reason. Yep.
Oh, someone's gonna ask us to do like FanDuel for the next one.
Oh God.
Do some sports
Do a
betting
read for
ads.
Epstein Island. Yeah. Yeah, the FanDuel one is so yucky because that feels so real. Like, yeah, sure.
Yeah.
A couple generations of mostly young people and young men, their finances and their lives are being destroyed, but isn't it fun to do a parlay? FanDuel.
Yeah, this 7-leg parlay.
What is the Talking Tennis 7-leg parlay of the day?
It's an investment, Zach. It's an investment.
All right, so for this 7-leg parlay, I'm going to take Danilovic to miss her first serve, Danilovic to make her second serve, Danilovic to serve to Gauff's backhand, Gauff to hit a winner, and then Danilovic to slap her thigh. That's the first of the 5-leg parlay hit there. This is great. Danilovic to serve in the net. Now let's see if she makes it, and then let's see if it's the Gauff's backhand, because it's 2 more legs this parlay. Oh, makes it, but there goes the parlay, and that's how they get you. That's how they get you.
That's how they get it.
At least Kia's shares are soaring, unlike the S&P 500, which nobody knows why that is.
Who knows?
Mm-hmm.
We'll find out in 2029.
Oh, look at the stat, by the way. 8 errors for Danilovic in through 3.5 games, 0 for Coco Gauff in set number 2. I think that Coco Gauff's game is a bit like a boa constrictor. The court just feels smaller and smaller and smaller, and the player can just breathe less and less and less.
That's such a good way to put it. I think like just her. We talked about her footwork earlier, but just her entire athletic profile and how quickly she's able to move around the court. It's just so impressive. And the margins that you need to put balls away in are just so small.
Yeah. And I think we've seen other great movers on both sides of the tour. Leighton Hewitt is another that comes to mind, but I just don't know that the other great movers have had her mind for the game. I mean, Damon Hour is another great one. Like, oh, that did great cross court forehand from Danilovic to make it 30-all here. But Gauff's got the weapons too with it, and the backhand. You're just hard pressed to think of many better backhands on in the WTA.
Yeah, everything about her baseline game is A+. It's just elite from both wings.
I'd like to see her try and get forward a bit more as her career continues to progress. I think she's got really underrated hands, and I think that she can be a problem at the net, in large part because of her anticipation and her ability to see the angles just a little bit quicker than some of her competitors. It would just throw another wrinkle into her game that I think would help her. As Danilovic serves at 40-30 here to get on the board in set number 2.
Ooh.
She missed that wide. Yeah.
That was maybe not a necessary decision.
I mean, Gauff was at the ball before it bounced. That was not a good drop shot. That's just no 2 ways about it.
Yeah, it's tough to tell with like the camera angle, but that drop shot looked like it might have been 15 feet in the air.
She didn't want to hit it in the net, and by that one metric, she succeeded. Your first opponent is the net. A lot of people forget. Not Danilovic on that point. Nice serve there to get another game point. Danilovic add in. I like those shoes. I don't know that they fit with the color palette of the rest of the kit, but that seems to be a thing that is rather common in tennis.
Yeah, that's a Nike thing for sure.
Yeah. Imagine getting paid like that much money to have just no taste in aesthetics, despite it being your job. what a great gig. And there's that beautiful backhand from Coco Gauff. Would you call that a forced error, Carson, or just was that a miss from Danilovic?
I think that's an unforced error. I would mark that as it. Yeah, the difference in between those two, it's very fine margins.
It's
I will say though, like with Nike's kits, they've at least put a little bit of effort into there being a pattern this year, because like there have been like previous years where it's just like one monotone color.
Nike, future potential sponsor of Talking Tennis. Hey, they put a little effort into it being a pattern this year. That's improvement. Send us the full kit, Nike. as Gauff has another break point. Boa constrictor, like. That's a fun metaphor to make. Yeah, I think Danilovic is not placing that, that big slicer particularly well. Oh no.
That's just so Potapova plays Sabalenka.
I mean, if you're Sabalenka, you'd probably rather play Potapova because Raducanu, the crowd's going to potentially get behind him. With Potapova, I can't imagine that they will to the same extent, as we're back at deuce. No net cord luck there for Gauff. Danilovic serving. Gauff continuing to make with a rather conservative court positioning on the return here.
To be fair, it's working. So, like, Danilovic is just hitting herself out of the match right now. Like, not a huge reason. I mean, it's only one break right now. There's not a huge reason to, like, give your opponent a large opening right now by changing something drastically.
It's a great point. It's a great point. It's it ain't broke. Oh, gosh, even on her misses, Gauff gets so low and just exhibits such great footwork. Danilovic at in, serving to get on the board. Adrian Gardner, welcome to the chat. I think Carson, I think you would be Coco here, yeah? Because
I mean, my name does start with a C, I guess. So
it does. It does. Although my name has more C's in it. If
that is true,
it could go either way. Oh boy, Danilovic looks fried. Even winning that game, she looks exhausted. Like there's no it's just straight tired. It's a tough day at the office. We all have them. Most of the time, we don't have thousands of people watching us on our tough days, and Danilovic is having a tough day at the office. Would love to get a look at that graphic the producer John is talking about as we are said she. Oh, yep. That would love us to get a look at that graphic. Great point there from Gauff to go up 15 love. We are at midnight. It is midnight on the East Coast of the United States. It is not midnight in Melbourne. It is 5 a.m. in Wales. It is 6 a.m. in England. And somehow it is, I believe, 12:30 a.m. in Newfoundland, which is just kind of a fun little quirk. Woo! Danilovic looked completely overpowered and overwhelmed. 180 kilometers. What's the miles per hour for 180 kilometers? That 120?
Like 122?
Woo!
23?
Yeah.
Let's find
out. Straight flames, as the youth might say on that serve. Gauff up 40 love. Not messing around, trying to give Danilovic absolutely no hope of getting back in this match, and so far in this game succeeding. Look at that. The first serve points won for Gauff, 83% compared to 68% for the rest of the WTA top 10. It's one of the many reasons why when her serve is on, she just doesn't lose.
Yep.
second serve here now.
Yeah, I do think part of that though is it does look like she's like today she's gotten a little bit more for like just trying to get the ball in, kind of like the Zverev strategy of like not necessarily hitting like specific spots, but just getting the ball in, getting the points started, and then winning from the baseline.
What does Philip Humphreys say? I have what does that say?
Something about
Look at
ESPN.
that. That is fun.
That's 4-1 now.
Australius? What is that supposed to be Australia atrocious? Is that Australia glorious? I'm really not
I
understanding
think they
that.
tried to say atrocious, but
Ooh.
I mean,
that's a Gen Z kid. Ooh, can't spell. Got to be Gen Z.
I mean, there's also 4 numbers at the end of the username, so it's probably some Nigerian bot, but
could be Macedonian, perhaps. We just don't know, but
maybe.
almost certainly a bot. It's true. As Gauff is up 4-1 in the second, we are perhaps in our last changeover of the match, live from Melbourne, and the people are clamoring for producer John to hop in for the last 2 games potentially. Producer John, camera on. You want to get it? You want to get in here and take us home? What do we think? I'm going to give the people, and by that I mean probably mostly Jake and yeah, mostly Jake and James. Producer's almost asleep. Hey, it's 6 a.m. there, and you've been up all night. That is fair. Take an Ambien and hop on this stream. All right. Coco Gauff gets the first point here.
Oh my, that's a tough miss.
We are 1 hour and 6 minutes into the match. We will not be here for another hour and 6 minutes in all likelihood, although crazier things have happened. Gaston Gaudio versus Guillermo Coria, an example of a crazier thing that's happened, but granted that was a 5-setter. Carson, where do you stand on extending the matches to 5 sets on for the WTA in majors? Ooh, bad miss by Danilovic.
Yeah.
Now up there.
You know what I really think?
What's that?
I think the ATP should go to best of 3.
Boo. Boo.
I think you would see a lot more upsets.
Is that good?
It's different.
Yeah, but like, would anybody say, you know what? I think for soccer, or as some people call it, football, they should just start playing 70-minute games. It just messes with too many things, like record-wise, scoring-wise. Like, I also think, look, Coco Gauff is somebody who I think would benefit from a 5-set format. I think she would be absolutely mauling people in sets 4 and 5. And I think that, like, we deprive her of that advantage. There's just no reason why there should be different formats for men and women. I think that there's pay parity, and there should be format parity as well.
No, I agree.
Just a different format. Yeah, honestly, that's fair. That's fair. I want the knockdown dragouts. I think about the French Open, which I consider to be the greatest match of all time. I think that like people like to dance around, like, oh, it's one of the instant classic, one of the greats. Like, no, that was the best tennis match of all time that has ever been played at any level, period. And look, it just wouldn't have been. Yeah, that's 2 hours that we get deprived of if it goes in 3 instead of 5.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I think the majority of time I watch 5-setters, though, other than a little bit of drama at the end of the 5th set, like especially sets 3 and 4, just turn into a bunch of. It turns into everyone looking like serve bots, and there's like no energy.
I will give you sets 3 and 4 are typically not the most memorable of them. as we're at deuce here. Danilovic had a great serve to get us back here. And it looks like another good one there to have an ad. Forgive me, I've got a bit of a tickle in my throat. And I would normally just go get a new water bottle, but I think that we're gonna get wrapped up here pretty soon. Well, Danilovic now serving for the game. I would love to go back and watch the highlights of just sets 3 and 4 for Alcaraz Center, because I'm pretty sure that they'll be like edge of your seat, jumping up and down caliber highlights. So that was one of those rare matches where like it was like a no skips album. It reminds me actually quite a bit of 50 Cent's debut album, Get Rich or Die Trying. No skips, just banger, 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 banger.
Yeah.
Championship points in set 4, as the producer John points out. That was a good album. That was a great album. I remember when that came out. I just remember being like, oh my God, I didn't know anything could sound this cool. That's a fantastic return by Danilovic on a tough serve from Gauff. And then a straight up mean-spirited cross-court drop shot. That's like gorgeous old man tennis, but at the highest level. Look at this.
Yeah, not much you can do about that one.
I mean, yeah, Danilovic just throws up that's too good, because that's just too good. Just too good.
There's some good defense from Danilovic on this point.
Oh, yeah. Very nice. You know, Jake Davies, he brought up a controversial tweet from Craig Shapiro, but there's another controversy making the rounds, which was Yannick Sinner saying he really didn't know who he would rather hang out with, Nick Kyrgios or Kim Jong-un. Carson, would love to know from you, who would you rather hang out with, Nick Kyrgios or Kim Jong-un, and why?
I personally, well, neither of them have accused me of being a dirty cheater in any sport, so
that we know of. Not publicly.
Not publicly. I don't know. I think like Nick would be cool to hang out with. I don't know that we would necessarily be like great friends, but he seems like a good hang, just like if you're out for a night with friends.
And I don't want to be contrarian here. I just, in my heart of hearts, believe this. It's Kim Jong-un for me. It's straight up Kim Jong. I would be like, if I was like, I got home and I was like to my wife, like I was just hanging out with Nick Kyrgios. She'd be like, yeah, like you wanted to hang out with that guy of all people. What if I was like, look, listen, this is gonna sound crazy. I was just out with Kim Jong-un. I feel like there's a bit of a razzle dazzle factor of like, well, what was it like? Like, what did you get up to with Kim Jong-un? Like, has diplomacy been done? Are you a spy? Yeah, there he is. That's right. That's right. You want that guy? You want to be at that guy's dinner party because he's eating good. Like, would he encourage you to get the same haircut as him? Would he discourage it? I don't know. Like, I feel like I can imagine what it's like to hang out with Nick Kyrgios, and maybe in my youth that would have been more fun. I have no idea what we'd be getting into, me, Carson, and Kim Jong-un, if we were all hanging out.
No clue.
As Gauff serving 40-30 to go up 5-2 here.
It's insane to me that they even asked Yannick that question. That's so funny.
It was a great question. I think that Nick Kyrgios is almost certainly more thin-skinned, though, than the God Emperor of North Korea, Kim Jong-un.
Might be pretty close on that one.
As Gauff goes to 5-2, and the Kim Jong-un or Nick Kyrgios debate rages on. You're right. That was such a good question. Like, and Sitter was so funny. He's like, well, I'd obviously rather play tennis with Nick Kyrgios. I don't want to lose. However, I've never seen Kim Jong-un play tennis, and I'm not sure that Yannick Sinner has either. So who can say? Realistically,
he's a 35-time Grand Slam champion.
I'm pretty sure he shot a 31 in a round of 18 holes of golf.
He did.
Well. Yeah.
You did.
Oh, those.
You have to.
Producer says, trust me, when you play Kim, you have to lose. Sinner did not make that connection, but that's a very good point. You'll find the lines get very loose when you've got Kim Jong-un as your doubles partner. Let's see. I'm trying to think, like, what authoritarian do we think is the best at tennis? I mean, Putin, you know that guy's got no serve. Clearly, he just doesn't have the tennis build. Is Erdogan still in charge of Turkey?
Yeah.
I don't think that guy can play tennis. I'm not seeing it. I've seen Trump play tennis. That dude cannot play tennis. It's harder to cheat than golf, and so yeah,
yeah.
Maduro,
maybe. No, Trump made
I think
Bill
Maduro
Ackman
could
look
have
good.
a good kick serve. Who you got, Carson?
Who else? What's the name of the Saudi prince?
MBS. MBS might
MBS.
have a night one-handed backhand. I could see that. Oh, we got a close call here, and it is out. And it is love 15 at 2-5. Danilovic serving. Gauff now 3 points away from advancing to the third round of the Australian Open. We're watching
this
from
is
Durham.
a pretty good point.
You betcha. Oh, yeah.
Nice.
Oh, what an overhead.
Good defense.
You don't get to say this very much on a tennis court, but don't try that at home, folks. It will look a lot different if you try to hit an overhead like that in Coco Gauff. That drop shot, I think that was the exact drop shot that Danilovic was trying to hit earlier and just sort of sailed. She hit her spot. Coco Gauff just, saw
She's
it.
just
got
that fast.
Yeah. 3 match points, love 40. Danilovic, again, having a tough day at the office. I think we're about to see the end of this match. Take us home with a call, Carson.
All right. First serve goes wide. Hopefully this will be more exciting than the first set. Call that I did. All right, second serve up. Gets it in. Coco backhand. Got a forehand rally. Coco forehand to Danilovic backhand. Coco hits it into the net.
Ooh.
Saves the first match point, 40-15. Match point number 2. First serve up, in. Coco rips a forehand. Danilovic gets back. Pretty standard rally that we've seen so far. Danilovic goes down the line. Coco gets to it. And Danilovic hits it into the net. 6-2, 6-2. Fairly straightforward for Coco Gauff today. Hour and 17 minutes. She's into the third round now, and I don't remember who she's going to play next.
And it didn't 6-2, 6-2 feels the perfect scoreline. It was never at any point in question.
Yeah.
Danilovic didn't get embarrassed out there. She put up an admirable fight, but Coco Gauff was just a noticeably better player at basically every level of the game today.
Yeah, Coco will play Haley Baptiste next, who beat Storm Hunter 6-2, 6-1 today. So should be some good firepower during that match.
Yeah. Carson, I just want to say, after a match like this, after commentating, when you talk as much as we do, sometimes my lips get chapped. And that's why I always keep my Burt's Bees handy by me. It's actually a special limited edition flavor with 2 Roosters ice cream, a local place. It's called Sola Cinnamon Donut flavor. Absolutely delicious. It's as yummy as Coco Gauff's backhand form. Just fantastic stuff. Burt's Bees.
Dude, we're just like bringing in the money for John today.
Doing
all the work around here.
I just want the free stuff. I think the minute we lose a couple subscribers because they're like, that's not funny, you're being annoying, then I'll stop doing it. Until then, I'm having too much fun. I'm having too much fun. All right. Oh,
Chris
do we have to show the tennis letter? I guess we do. There we go.
There we go.
It's tough to talk about tennis without the tennis letter because they just crank so much stuff out. But it's like, I don't know it to be AI slop tennis content, but it's after midnight here and we're letting it fly a little bit. There's a lot of slop-like content from the tennis letter. I'll tell you this much. Nobody there is writing for widely respected German newspapers. They don't have what it takes. They can't talk tennis. They just like proclaim nonsense tennis. Carson, what are our takeaways from the match?
Coco looked really good. Yeah, we touched on her return position a couple of times and how it seemed like she was a little bit conservative with it. But
yeah,
this isn't the match that is going to expose if that's the problem for her or not. Bigger challenges up ahead, of course. So, but she looked really good. Yeah, not sure that there's much to take away from this match for her, but it's a win. And third round of the tournament now. Got to get through them somehow. So, what do you take away from this one?
I mean, I think, look, Danilovic is a good player. Like that's just a really good win, and it never really felt like Coco had to go to her last. Like she has another gear than was on display. I mean, I think, and it is truly no disrespect to Danilovic. She really was in. It felt like kind of high level maintenance mode. Just get it done, not taking any big risks out there, not tiring herself out, just playing smart, efficient, relentless Coco Gauff style tennis. I'm really, really excited for the next matchup. You know, that's one where if we can get a reasonable start time, we'd love to do a watch along for. If it's in the 3 a.m. slot, well, you know, that's going to be tough. But yeah, I think she's poised to make a deep run. I haven't studied her bracket or her draw yet. I'm just enjoying these early round matches. But you know, I think there's a pretty short list of players that would be favored or even considered kind of even with her. And to me, it's Sabalenka and Swiatek. You just never know with Rybakina and then Anisimova. You know, you've got your kind of next tier, which is the ones looking to break through, the Schneiders, the Andreevas. That's kind of the list for me. I mean, you know, so I think Coco's got a top 3 to top 5 shot of winning this, depending on how you look at it. Carson, what do you think?
Yeah, I agree. I think certainly there's not many players that I would place above her. I think, yeah, any of the ones you can make an argument for. Sabalenka, obviously, it's hard to like pick against her in Australia. Yeah, and then Iga's just so consistent, great defense. Anisimova has really come on. Yeah, Andreeva. Yeah, it's a very short list of people that you could make an argument. That they have a better chance of winning of her, and I wouldn't even necessarily put all of those people ahead of her.
Yeah,
like if I were giving percentages, but
so I think I will say
for
John. So for Jean in the chat, so I agree that Coco is top 3. I don't know that I can say it's easily, because for me, 1, 2, it's Sabalenka and Iga. And then that third spot, you know, it really kind of varies on surface. It kind of varies on who's in form, who's not. I think Coco is the most likely and the majority of the time in that third spot. But again, you know, with Rybakina, let us not forget Keys. Was it last year that Keys won or the year before?
Yeah, last year.
Yeah, I mean, Keys is the defending champ. I agree, though, her base level is so high, and that's because a couple of things that Carson and I talked about over the course of this match. Her footwork is second to none. Her mental game is second to none. If she's having an average service day, she can beat every single player on tour. If she's having a good service day, she should be the favorite against every player on tour. And so I think you're right that she's 3. It's that third spot's tightened up a little bit, though.
That's definitely tight.
Oh yeah, totally agree, John. Totally agree
For
with you
sure
on that one.
I'd agree with that as well. But
it's just not quite. I wouldn't say it's easy for me. I think it's like she's typically my number 3. With that,
I think that she's probably closer to the field than to the top 2 on most days. Maybe that's a bold thing to say, but I think that it has tightened up within the last.
I think the hotter it gets, the closer she gets to the top 2, and on the cool. I just think she's got a huge advantage. She just is able to grit it out in tough conditions. But I think you're probably right, Carson.
Yeah. Well, I don't have anything else to add to this match.
Well, with that,
it's been great doing a match with you to start off.
Always
this year.
good.
It's been a ton of fun.
Let's plug something else. The Durham Retro Racket Classic, the premier wood racket charity tennis tournament in the greater Durham, North Carolina area. Producer John, thank you as always for having us on. Carson, such a pleasure. Any closing thoughts or wisdom before we get out of here?
Let's just all promise that we're not going to stay up too late during this tournament every single night of the tournament. You can pick 2 nights to stay up until 4 a.m. That's it.
Words to live by. That's some good wisdom to part with. And with that, have a great night. Keep talking tennis, everybody. Bye.
Bye.
If you enjoyed this video, make sure you hit that like button. Don't forget to subscribe and click that notification bell so you don't miss out on all things tennis.